Welcome to this tutorial in which we will be talking a little bit about weighing different options. Let's jump into it and see what we will be creating today. Before we continue with the video, if you like what I'm doing here on this channel, please consider subscribing. It helps the channel a lot. Anyway, let's get back to the video. This is essentially what we will be creating in this tutorial. So we have this character which have 4 different animations that will all happen randomly when we press a key. So you can see that up in the top left you can also see the index of the actual animation that is going to be playing, and you can see that the number 2 is appearing a lot, number 1 is appearing a little, and then 0 and 1, and there's also 3, 1 there, you get 3, 1. So you can see that we have a distribution between the different animations. So some of them will happen more often than others, and some will happen less often. And that is what we will be doing in this tutorial. So here we are inside of Unreal Engine 4.26. This is sort of a continuation from the AI Smart Decision tutorial that I made, where we had this AI here making decisions on what montage to play based on what kind of intelligence level he was given. Now, you don't need to have done that tutorial. What we're going to be talking about today is going to be more conceptual, so it's going to be applicable to anything essentially. But that is what this is building upon essentially. So what we have to begin with then is we have this struct. This structure this consists of efficiency and action, which is just a montage, and this is what we used in the AI. Today we're just going to be using the action part, the actual montage thing, and that's what we're going to be using as our sort of possible outcome for this weighing of values. So going to our character, this is just a third-person character essentially, and here I have created an array which consists of this structure type of as action, and I've just populated it with 4 values, which are 4 different montages, and we have not populated the efficiencies. So 4 different montages, and these are supposed to be our different outputs as a result from this code then. So weighing values essentially is a matter of how we can distribute different outcomes based on different likelihoods. And it can be done in a multitude of ways. We're going to be keeping it very simple, because you can build upon this and make it more complex if you want to, but the fundamental is pretty simple. Let's start off with creating an event to actually have our code executing on. So when we press 1, we want this to happen. And what we want to do first is we want to figure out how likely are these different things. Well, to do that we can create an array. So we can create a weight values array. So we'll make it of a float, and we'll make it of an array type. Since in this case we have 4 different animations over here, we'll just make sure to have 4 different array elements in our weight values. Now, you could do something with these like 0.1 and 0.2 and 0.5 and 0.3 if you want to make sure that, okay, this one has 30% chance and this one has 50% chance, if you want to structure it like that. You don't need to, but this logic would work regardless. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put in a value of 5 and then 10 and then 50 and then let's say 1. Okay, so we can see that the distribution or likelihood represents these values. So 1 means that it would happen once out of 66 times, it looks like, which is not very good odds. This one would happen 5 out of 65 times. This one would happen 10 out of 65 times. 66, sorry. This one would happen 50 out of 66 times. So this one would happen often. So the first step of doing something like this is we need to summarize our values. So we can just make a function first, so we can have it encapsulated, and we'll just call it sum of values. We can get the weighted values over here. From here it's very straightforward. We're just going to be looping through all the values, and we're going to be adding them up. We'll be creating a local variable, local sum, and we'll make it not an array but a single value. We'll start it off as a default 0. We'll make sure that we get this value and add to it. Actually, let's unplug it there and plug it in here, and then have the array element as the other input there. So we're adding those two up, and then we're setting the local variable to be whatever the sum of that is. So it'll go through all the different elements here, adding them up, hopefully ending up with a value of 66, right? Then we'll just return from here, and we will get the local sum as an output for this. We'll also rename it to something better, like sum of values. Okay, going back to our event graph, we can now call on our sum values. Excellent, we now have the sum. We know what range to move within. So anything between 0 and this value is essentially what we're after. So we can now get a random float in range. We can have this as the max range over here. Then it would end up between 0 and the 66. Next, we need to go through our actual weight values to see where does this value end up. So if we were to get a value of 30, for example, then we would be going through this and saying, okay, 5 is less than 30, 5 plus 10 is less than 30, 5 plus 10 plus 50 is more than 30. We have now met our range, so that index is the one that we're going to be using, because that one is the one that fell within the randomization. So let's do that. We'll loop. And actually, let's encapsulate this in a function as well. Make it clean. So we'll determine index. And we'll have an input of a float. That's going to be our random value. And we're going to be returning an integer of the index that's 1. That's not how you spell random, so let's change that. Like so. Yeah. And now we'll go back to our event graph and we'll say determine index. Whoops. And send in our value over there. Okay, going back to our function. We want to take our weight values. We want to loop on it. We actually want to do a loop with a break, I think. Because we don't necessarily need to continue looping when we're done, right? So what we can do then is we check if first we can create a local variable. So local sum. Again, it'll start at 0. We will add the value of the array element and the local sum, and then we'll set the local sum just like before. But apologies, I had to attend to my cat. Let's see, where were we? Yeah, so we're adding up on this sum essentially, and what we want to do now is we want to check, is this value greater than or equal to whatever random value we sent in. And let's clean this up a little bit, like so. And then we just check, is it true or not? If it is true, we want to save that index. Actually, we don't even need to. We can just do it like so. We can break here. This is going to be difficult to clean up, like so. So if we have established that this local sum is greater than whatever value is sent in here, then we know that that is the index that we want to return. So we'll just do a return here. and we'll say that array index is what we want to return, because that is the last index that we worked on that will give us this value back. So going back to our event graph again, we now have an index at 1. Based on that, we can now take our, in this case, weighted abilities. We can get a reference to that using this index, and then we can play a montage Actually, let's use the other one. It's a little bit cleaner. So, and then we'll break this because the information is stored in a struct, remember? So the action here is the anim montage that we want to play. And that's essentially it. So this is all the code. So let's check it out and see if it actually works. So we have our character. I'm not possessing the character. There we go. And now if I press my 1 key, you can see that it's doing a... Okay, we should maybe have some kind of information, I guess, to show off that's what we're doing. So if we print, we can print out the index, for example, should be clear enough. And yeah, so we'll just see whichever index that we're going to be getting whenever we press the key. So we get index, the blue text is going to be what we have, the red text is for what the AI is doing. So index 2, index 2, index 1, index 3, index 2, index 1, index 2, index 2, index 2. You can see that the index 2 is getting a lot more hits than the other ones are. And going back to our weighted values, we can see that 2 is the one that had 50 out of 66, so it's going to be happening more than 2/3 of the time, essentially. So this is how simple weighted values can be made. You can make it more complex also, of course, but just going back through it very quickly. What we do is we go through and sum all the different values. This is so we don't really have to take into consideration what the values are. By summing them up, we make sure that if we randomize between 0 and those values, we're going to get a value in between that will hit one of these results, right? And then we determine the index, which is done very easily by just going through the weighted values, adding them up, and as soon as the local sum is greater than the value that we started with, greater or equal, then we know that we have hit the index, and we can just abort the loop to return the index that we were currently on. And then we use that index to get our information, which is in this case stored in a different array. And then we use the anim montage to play out the montage that we ended up with. Yeah, I hope that made sense and that you were able to follow along. Hopefully you found this video helpful. If you liked the video, leave a like. If you did not like it, leave a dislike. Leave any suggestions or comments you have down below. Subscribe and share this video if you want to see more like it in the future. That is all for now. Keep on learning. Take care.